Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Jen. Today I am here with my TBR for the Tome Infinity and Beyond Round 2, which is taking place throughout the month of January, so January 1st to 31st, because January is science fiction month apparently, and I didn't realize this. So I thought, why not join in? I really enjoyed the first round, and I'm going to join in and colonize my planet, because the point is to this time is to create a settlement on your planet, and yeah, I need to do that. So if you weren't around for the first one, for the first round, I am on Neptune. So I'm going to be settling on Neptune. If you are also doing the readathon and you need a buddy and you are on Neptune, let me know, because I don't think I can read all these in a month, but I'm definitely going to give it my best shot. So there are 5 different tiers of challenges for this readathon, and each tier has 6 challenges that you need to complete. You can double up on your books, which is good because I'm going to need to do that. So the first tier is basic survival. So for this one, you need to complete the challenges to read a book that has air, water, fire, food, sleep, and shelter. So the first book on my TBR is one that will work for air and shelter. And I don't know if it'll work for any of the other ones, but it'll work for those two, and that is Breathe by Sarah Crossan. So obviously in this one, there are little domes throughout the world because there's no more air. So air is being sold, and you have to live in one of these domes to get air, and the rest of the world is dead. So yeah, I just thought that this one has to do with air, still a shelter. I don't know if it will have to do with any of the other prompts, but I'm going to give this one a go for my first one. The next prompt that I know I can get is food, and I'm going to be reading Hungry by H.A. Swain, I think that's how you pronounce it, I'm not sure. So in the future, food is gone. Basically, people just take this pill, and that feeds you, and yeah. So this will actually work for the next tier 2, and I'll let you know when I get to that one why this one works for that. The other categories, so the other 3 categories for this one, which are water, fire, and sleep, I don't have a specific book for those yet, but if I read any of these books and they have water, fire, or sleep mentioned in them anyway, I'm using them for that challenge. So hopefully one of these will work, because I mean, I have a huge pile of books here. At least something has to work, right? So the tier 2 is a small settlement. So the challenges for this one are medicine, education, trading, procreation, oral communication, and travel. As I said, hungry will actually work for medicine because you just take a little pill to eat. I also have another book here, and that is Treatment by Suzanne Young. They are treated with a pill, or there's a little pill that you can take that is called the treatment in this one. So I might read this one as well. It depends on how my reading's going. If I feel I have time to read another book, I will stick this one in there. So for education, I'm going with the same book that pretty much everyone else is going for, at least from all the TBR videos that I've watched, and that is Binti. So this one, she's going to a school, she's being educated. Pretty self-explanatory for that one. Trading, I'm not sure yet. I haven't found a book for trading. For procreation, I'm going to be reading Blameless by Gail Carriger, because if I remember right, there is a pregnant character in this book. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I'm really happy that I was able to sneak some steampunk into here, because there is another category, and you'll see that this one is going to fit into as well. For oral communication, I'm going to be listening to Morning Star by Pierce Brown. So audiobook, oral communication, that's what I'm going with. And then travel, I'm hoping that I'll be able to read The Road by Cormac McCarthy, which should have some pretty good travel in it because his father is traveling with his son. If not, I also have Wayfarer by Alexandra Bracken, which is time travel, so there's some travel right there, right? I'm using it. The third tier is a growing civilization, and for this one we have urban settlement, class structures, government, higher education, technology, and religion. So for this one, for urban settlements, I have decided to read Specials by Scott Westerfeld. There's basically, they have like apartment buildings and stuff in this, just like we do. Also class structure. Their classes are, there's uglies and pretties and specials, so like everyone's structured there. So this one is working for 2 categories for me. For government, again, Morningstar is going to work for this one because like they're overthrowing the government that they currently have, and yeah, it works. Higher education, I've decided to go with Insignia by S.J. Kincaid. So in this one, the main character is sent to an elite military academy, so he is being educated in the elite military ways. So higher education, specialized education right there. Next up is technology, and for this one I've decided to go with Lock-In by John Scalzi, and possibly this Mortal Coil by Emily Suvada. Both of these have have to do with different kinds of technology. This one has genetic technology. This one has technology that allows people who are basically in a coma to be in someone else's body for a little bit of time. At least that's what I get from this one. So there's those. Next up is religion, and for this one I've decided to go with Fates Divide by Veronica Roth. I've been wanting to read this one really badly for a while now, and I was kind of waiting for this second round of Tome Infinity to read this. Yeah, if I can remember correctly, there is religion in this, or there's like people who are worshipped religiously. I don't know. I honestly can't remember, but I'm pretty sure this one has religion in it. The fourth tier is for modern high society, and for this one, the challenges are art, music, acting, theater, writing, invention, and dance. So for this one, for art, I've decided to read Saga. Again, this is a reread for me. This is also one of the host reads, like one of the host's favorite picks reads, which means I can use this to fill in like any of the other categories that I'm not able to complete if I read this. So this is like book 1, and it has multiple volumes in it. It's pretty big, and this is just what I picked up for Saga when I bought it. Music and acting, I'm going with Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel, which a lot of people are going with this one for this category. I don't really know any other books that would work for it, so yeah, I've been really wanting to read this one, so I'm really excited to have a reason to read it. Invention, I'm going with Blameless again because one of the main characters is an inventor, so that's perfect. It's steampunk, there's always an inventor, right? And then dance and writing, I don't know yet. I'm unsure of which books to use for those. Like if any of these books have dancing in them, then I can use them for it. If any of them have writing in them, then I can use it. But like, I don't know which one I'm going to use right now. And then the fifth tier is the Galactic Empire, which is like the challenges for this one are like different like subgenres of science fiction, like specific subgenres. So the first challenge is Futurism and Afrofuturism. Second is Cyberpunk and Steampunk. The third is Apocalyptic Dystopian. The fourth is Science Fantasy and Bizarre. Then there's Hard Science and Space Opera, and then Vintage or Space Western for the sixth challenge. So, Futurism, I don't know which book I'm going to use for that, but I'm sure one of these will work. Cyberpunk, Steampunk, obviously I'm using Blameless for this one because it's steampunk. That's why I've picked this book to begin with for this readathon. Apocalyptic, Dystopian. I have a ton of dystopian books here, so that one's not a problem at all. Science fantasy bizarre. Fates Divide is science fantasy as far as I'm concerned. Like there's magic and science fiction, like space travel and stuff, so that one works for that too. Hard science and space opera. I'm not sure, but I think Saga is a space opera. But I'm not sure, but I'll check on that. And then vintage and space western. Again, I'm not sure what I'm going to use for this. I also have a bunch of other audiobooks that I might listen to during this readathon. There's Zero G by Dan Wells, Renegades by Marissa Meyer, Alien Out of the Shadows, which is like an Audible original. I can't remember who it's by, but it's like Alien. So there's that. And Thunderhead by Neil Shusterman. So I am basically pretty set here for books to read for this readathon. And I'm really looking forward to it because like a lot of these books have been on my TBR for a long time and I just can't wait to read them. So let me know down below what you're planning on reading. I'm not going to hold all these up because they're really heavy. There's a lot of them and I had a hard time like holding them up to take the thumbnail. Yeah, let me know down below what you're planning on reading and if you're participating in Tome Infinity and Beyond Round 2 because it's a really fun readathon and I'm really looking forward to it, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!